All right, crew, so we are here. We are inside of what's called a Padlet shelf, and I just want to show you how you can co-create learning resources with students using a Padlet shelf. Padlet shelf, you'll see it's just essentially a space where you can create columns along the top with whatever learning goal you have for kids. So you can see this was used in a physical science classroom at the start of a unit where students are exploring some different resources just to gain exposure to concepts and kind of build out the learning resources that they think were helpful to them. So any any type of resource that you might want to post, kids would be able to post down here by clicking the plus button. And you can see when I click that, I get a chance to title it. I can write something about it, and I can post to a link. I can post an image of something that I've created. I can also upload a file from my computer, find images from Google, record myself, record my screen, all that good stuff. So all of those things are possibilities with this. So now the next step, how do you create this? So we're just going to go back to my standard Padlet dashboard. And if you click Make a Padlet, it will give you the option for wall, canvas, stream, grid. These all have their own unique functions, but for a resource library, here is what we're going to use. We're going to use a shelf. And when we click shelf, the first thing it'll do, it'll ask you, so I'm just going to title this resource library. Obviously, you would want to put descriptions on there. If you want to fancy up the wallpaper, you can. You can change this setting. I'm going to turn on attribution, turn on comments. You don't have to. And I'm going to filter profanity, and I'll hit next here. All right, and start posting. So you'll see right away you end up with the option to name a column. So let's just say this is resources for goal one. Now you obviously wouldn't write goal one, you would write whatever your theme is that you're wanting kids to co-create and share learning resources with. We could put our next column, resources for goal two. And you can go on making these columns. When you have some of the main learning goals that you're hoping to co-create resources for, it's also kind of handy to post some examples of what a good quality one would be. So maybe I want to have examples of good resources. Along with that, you may actually be asking kids to create some of these resources, right? So this isn't necessarily a random video they find on YouTube. This might be a student-created video with Screencastify. Any project criteria you might want to include might also be something that you would place into this. I was purposely putting these last, knowing that I want them to go first. So this is how easy it is to move around your columns. Ready? I click it and I just drag it. So any of these, if you would want to change the order for any reason, if you're at a new part of a unit and you want to make this go first, you can just click and drag these topics. But the next step in this is just going into sharing and making sure that you have it so that visitors can write to this. And when you do that, you can just copy the link to the clipboard, post it to your plans, post it to your learning management system, whatever that might be, and boom, right away, you've got a space set up with some good descriptions of what you're looking for, and you give kids some time and direction for how they can go out and find some learning resources. That's a great way to really, number one, capture good stuff for kids to learn from, and number two, even open up the opportunity for kids to be creating learning resources for each other. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to any of your learning experience designers. Make it a great day.